Matt Timmins here with Timberwolf. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Pro HD family of firewood processors. So these are full frame firewood processors. They weigh about 10,000 pounds apiece. They range in price anywhere from about $90,000 all the way up to about $110,000 depending on horsepower, wedges, and live deck options. They can have either a 4 or 5 inch cylinder, a 4-way, a 6-way, an 8-way, or a 12-way wedge. And the Pro HD has a 56 horsepower, 3-cylinder, turbocharged Hots diesel engine. The Pro HD XL has a 74 horsepower, 4-cylinder turbocharged Hots diesel engine. The Pro HD XL base is going to start you right around $100,000, and the Pro HD is going to start you right around $90,000. They share the same frame and have the same amount of splitting force as the Pro H. The only difference is the horsepower and hence the speed at which you can operate. New for 2024, we got a couple of things. We've got a new front roller system with dual drive rollers. So you have a driven top and bottom roller, which can apply up to 1,000 pounds of downforce and suck your log through. And we also have a brand new saw system running a Parker bent axis piston motor, F11 series. Spins that saw right at about 8,200 feet per minute, and cuts real well. We've also gone to the Gem bar out of Oregon, a little fatter bar with a bigger sprocket. So we have a real nice cutting system. 24-inch hardwood, sharp chain. You're looking at about 5 seconds. Up to about 18 inches, it'll cut and split at about the same speed. So you can drop that log right as that ram's done moving and go ahead and split. So pretty substantial improvement over the 2023 and earlier models. You can ask us about how to upgrade your machine to that. That's a service we're offering. We'll bring your machine right back into the shop and get the new motor and bracket put on there and send it right back out to you, have the beneficial improvements. Also, we can add the front roller and the back roller, which we introduced in 2017, to any machine. So let us know if that's something you'd be interested in doing. It takes us about 10 days to get it done. Other than that, the real advantage of our machine, why you buy the Pro HD XL, well, for $100,000 thereabouts, plus or minus 10, you really got a fast, highly productive machine. Average firewood, kind of gnarly crap, 10, 12-inch diameter. If you're looking at something like that there, you've got 2 guys, one guy operating like a skid loader, log loader, skid steer, whatever, and one guy running the machine. You can produce in excess of 4 full cords an hour. That's 4x4 by 8 per hour. Now, depending where you're at and what your market you're going after is, I'll just use the market I know. That's around us here in central New York. I can buy logs all day for $100 a full cord and under when I'm buying these firewood logs. A bad day is $100. A good day is $70, but easy math, let's just start with a bad day. So I bought my logs in at $100 a cord, and I can sell my logs at about $200 a cord out of the yard. Delivery variable, but anywhere from $225 to $250 a cord delivered. So if I'm not going too far, that's easily $200 FOB out of my yard. So I've got $100 in gross right off the top end. Let's say I'm going to finance this machine 100%. So $100,000, 60 months, 10% interest. I think that's a fairly reasonable expectation of rates and whatnot there. You're looking at about $2,100, $2,200 per month to get this machine. So $2,200 a month, and I'm making $100 gross on my logs that I'm producing. All right, I got 2 guys. I'm going to assume I already own the tractor. Most guys that are going to look at a machine of this scale probably have a little tractor laying around somewhere they can throw a set of forks on, or ideally you could buy a grapple from us for about $4,000. That really works nice too to pick up logs, but that's a different story for another day. So we're going to go around and We got a tractor, we got two guys. All right, how much does the firewood processor cost to operate? Well, properly maintained, this machine is going to live well in excess of 5,000 hours. Well, let's just assume that over 5,000 hours, this can depreciate to $0. Super conservative. I've seen machines with 15, 20,000 hours, 3 goddamn engines, and we're still getting $20,000, $30,000 for those on a trade. And, there's a lot of steel in a Timberwolf firewood processor. So, but anyhow, 5,000 hours divided by $100,000, that's $20 an hour depreciation. All right, let's look at fuel. Pro HD XL, 3.3 gallons an hour. If you're running it hard, and to get 4 or 5 cords an hour at it, you should run it pretty goddamn hard. So 3.3 gallons, let's just say easy math. That is, $4 a gallon for red fuel. That's $12.50 an hour in fuel costs. Okay, so you got $12.50 an hour in fuel cost. I recommend, in a day, 8-10 hour day, you should probably be going through a tube of grease, especially on the push block slider and the saw pivot. Those are pretty good points for grease. So I can buy some cheap grease, and you really just want to use some cheap junk on this because, it's a pretty rugged environment. So, that's $4 a day or 40 cents an hour. So you're looking at $12.90 an hour for fuel. Grease. Bar oil, you're going to be looking at, if you have your bar oil set appropriately, you are going to be burning 1/2 gallon per hour of bar oil at a maximum. Anything more than that, you're just wasting bar oil, spraying it over yourself, making a bloody goddamn mess. Really like 1/4 gallon an hour is more ideal. But let's go on the top end there. You're probably going to spill a little bit here and there. So we've got 1/2 gallon of bar oil. That is, you can buy that relatively cheap stuff, $6-7 a gallon is no problem. So $3.50 an hour in bar oil. So now you're at $16 an hour operating costs. Bar itself, call that, you probably have to talk to Ryan about the real price on one of them bars. Let's say, worst case scenario, in my mind, you got a $200 bar and it's going to last you 200 hours. That's $1 an hour on the bar right there. Okay, awesome. And so now you're at $17 an hour. Let's talk about chain. If your logs are clean, you can easily go a full 10-hour day without sharpening your chain, but you might lose a little productivity on the top end. So let's go here and say you're going to run half a day, 4 hours, 5 hours on one chain, and you're going to get, let's say, conservatively 5 sharpens out of the chain. And that means you can get out of each chain, you can get 20 hours of run time. And if you're going to pay $20 to sharpen the chain, that's $100. And again, super conservatively, let's say you're spending $50 on the chain. So that's $150 for 20 hours of run time on that chain. So you are looking at $1.50. Ooh, that's some hard math there. I think it's $6.50 an hour in chains. So you're at 17 plus $6.50 an hour. So that is $23.50 an hour. Let's say your loader's a pretty average loader. You're not buying this in, you're not selling it out. $20 an hour. So you're at $44 an hour in machine costs. Depreciation, fuel, maintenance, the whole 9 yards is in there. Let's call it $50. I think I forgot about the minimal cost of oil changes and whatnot, which every 250 hours you're looking about $1 an hour. So that's pretty reasonable. So between the processor and your tractor, you're looking at $50 an hour to run this thing here. All right. So we are at $50 an hour for the machines. You got 2 guys. Let's pay them motherfuckers, and could be yourself, $20 an hour. So you're at a total of $90 an hour of operating costs. You are producing $400 an hour in gross profits after the cost of your materials. So that means you are earning $310 per hour that you run this machine. All right, let's assume you have a business that sells 500 cords of firewood a year, and you are producing 4 cords per hour. So you're going to need to run that machine with the loader for 105, I believe, 400, and then 4 times 5 is 20. You need 120, 125 hours per year to fulfill the 500 cords. So you could easily do that in, if it's per week, 2 hours a weekend, maybe 2 to 3 hours per weekend. You could produce 500 cords of firewood a year with 2 guys, where it's a father and son team, a couple of neighbors, brothers, whatever. This is a great, 2 hours every Saturday morning, maybe 3. You can produce 500 cords a year. And then if you spend another 2 or 3 hours on Sunday mornings running your deliveries, charging a little bit there, you're going to make some money. How much money, one asks? Well, we already established the payment's about $2,100 a month on the machine. We already established you own the tractor, use it around your yard, whatever. So that's not consideration on the cost. So $2,100 a month, that's 24,000 plus 100, $25,200 per year in payments. So in 5 years, you'll own it free and clear, and the machine will have about 600 odd hours on it. So plenty of life left in her. So after that, you're going to really make in the money. Or you can trade in for a new one if your business grows. So what kind of profits can you see out of this after you make your payments? Well, you've got $500. You've got 500 cords, and your cost per cord is $90 per hour. So that is at 4 cords an hour. That's $22.50. So you're making $77.50 per cord profit times 500. That is 714, 28, $38,000 in gross profits after your log materials minus the $24,000. So you're going to be making $14,000 in profits, not including the money you paid yourself to run the machine. That's another couple $1,000 right there to both the operators. So, but assuming you paid somebody to do it, or you paid your kid or whatever, you're looking at $10,000 in annual profits on a machine after payment for a couple hours of work per week. So your hourly earnings are not going to be just the the $20 an hour that you're running it. You're going to run for 125 hours. So you're going to be looking at $100 per hour in profit when you look at it that way, if you don't consider the cost of capital. So you can make a lot of money doing this if you do it right. You can also lose a lot of money, but that's a different story.